Hello everyone, welcome to today's live stream. So, talking about gold, let's let's discuss. So, what I can see in gold right now is that fundamentally gold does not have any reason to actually push to the upside. 25 basis point is actually already priced in inside the market since the last time it was announced by Powell that we are going to see a rate cut very soon. Since then, gold has been pushing like this to the upside, breaking all this resistance that we had. And just yesterday, in FOMC's speech, Powell clearly stated that there is no reason for any kind of hefty rate cuts in the upcoming FOMCs. So his statement was very hawkish, and in that sense, we can expect that fundamentally dollar is not going to drop too much further from where it is right now. If we look at dollar index, then we can see that dollar has just taken out this last low in the weekly time frame, and since then dollar has been again pushing to the upside direction. So market has just liquidated this last low and market has again pushed to the upside. So what I'm expecting in dollar is that market will actually continue to be in some kind of a range like this in the upcoming days and also in the upcoming weeks as well. Something like this is what I'm expecting in dollar index. I'm not expecting a big upside suddenly due to no reason or a big drop, a break below this resist this support level. I'm not expecting that because in the monthly you can see that dollar has actually tapped into this massive trend line. And this is a monthly trend line. That means this is very important trend line. This is followed by higher time frame traders, institutional traders, hedge fund traders. They look at this kind of trend lines because these are higher time frame trend lines. That means that this can actually hold the market and again push to the upside. And also, if you look at the current price action in dollar, then we had months to months downside candles in dollar index, and now it is definitely possible that market has tapped into a higher time frame support level and market can just become sideways over here. I'm not expecting dollar to crash once again and tap into this support zone, which will be the next big support zone according to the monthly time frame. So I'm just expecting a sideways play in dollar index. And if that happens, in that case, gold is either going to be sideways as well, or gold is going to give us a correction. If we look at the weekly, then on weekly we have got multiple time frames point of interest. As you can see, we have got a massive imbalance over here, not in the weekly, in the daily, and also in the 4 hour as well. And that's the reason I said multiple time frame point of interest has been created in gold, and that's the reason that I'm expecting market to give us a deeper pullback, and then market can again continue to the upside if it wants to. But that's the thing that I'm expecting in gold, that market should not push to the upside without any reason, because fundamentally market has already given us a top that it needed to. 25 basis point rate cut is already priced in. I know many traders right now, they're saying again and again, just buy gold because we just had a 25 basis point rate cut yesterday. So they're expecting that the rate cut effect is going to happen in gold right now, and gold is going to push to the upside. If that was the case, then gold should have given us a massive candle to the upside today. But that did not happen because it's pretty obvious that 25 basis point rate cut is already priced in gold. So in that case, you cannot expect market to just continue to the upside without any proper reason. So fundamentally, obviously, there is no reason for market to keep pushing to the upside till we have got some kind of a war, new war situation that can emerge anywhere along the world, or there is some kind of rising economic uncertainties. Powell can come again, give some kind of a tariff speech. So in those kind of scenarios, which are very unpredictable, which we don't know as traders, in those scenarios, definitely market can again push to the upside. Or suppose that China again wants to buy gold in big volumes. Or suppose that Indians are again going to buy gold because festive seasons are coming in India, wedding seasons are coming in India. In those cases, definitely market can again push to the upside. But if we just talk about the monetary policy, in that case, the push to the upside is done and dusted, and market is not going to push any upside just because of 25 basis point rate cut. So keep that in mind, okay? So that's from the fundamental point of view. Now talking about the technical point of view, now this is very interesting and very important as well. So yesterday, obviously, market played out exactly as expected. I won't go into detail about all that. There was a push to the upside before the news, and I told you that it's possible that market can drop once again and tap into this daily order block, then again push to the upside. And all those things have happened perfectly. Market came down initially, then market went up, took out this liquidity, and then market dropped once again, just when Powell's speech came and he talked about the rate cuts which are done for now. And in further times, he did not talk about any further rate cuts. And that's the reason that whatever push happened to the upside, it also came down directly very, very fast. Now the question is, so fundamentally, market does not have any reason right now to push to the upside, apart from if there are some uncertainties that happens overnight, which we don't have any idea about. If that happens, then obviously tomorrow you can just open your eyes and you can see gold trading somewhere around 3750, 3800. Obviously that can happen. We don't know what is going to happen right now or just in 5 seconds, right? So in that case, anything like that can definitely happen. But we are obviously not trying to predict something like that. We can only see and make our analysis and measurements based on what is there right in front of us, right? So in that case, technically, if you look at the 1 hour structure, then it's very clear that market was clearly pushing to the upside. It was creating higher highs, higher lows, very simple stuff. Then market went up, created a new high, breaking structure, the drop created by the news, and then another high to take out this liquidity. And then market came down and gave us a clear structure shift in the 1 hour time frame. You can see over here, this is a market structure shift. Liquidity was taken over here, market dropped, closed below this last low, which created this high along with displacement. What does that mean? We have actually got an imbalance over here. So we have got this fair value gap along with this order block. And that's the reason that I was expecting market to drop today and take out this low at 36.27, because it was pretty clear that market has again gone under pressure and we can expect market to drop because market has created imbalance. That means that selling pressure is more over here than the buyers, and that's the reason that I told you to sell gold and target this liquidity at 36.27, because there is no point of interest that you can target all these order blocks, fair value gaps, everything is already taken. In that case, this is not a liquidity to a point of interest play. This is a liquidity to another liquidity play. And that's the reason that I told you to sell till this low, which was the nearest liquidity level. And obviously, in case market gives us a candle closing below 36.27, again, we don't have any PYs over here. That means in that case, we can again target this next liquidity, which is at $36.13. Okay, so I hope you understand what was the reason behind my telling you to sell gold till 36.27. And actually, I did not mention any point of interest from which you need to sell, because when I updated the post, market was trading in this candle and I didn't know whether market is going to target this low directly or market will again push to the upside, tap into a higher time frame point of interest like this order block or something like that, and then market is going to drop. So what market did is market suddenly pushed to the upside, and I know some of you have hit your stop loss because of that reason, but sorry for that. I don't have like an explanation for that. The thing that was clear about was that market will drop and market will take out this liquidity. So that was the reason that I told you to sell till 36.27. So what market did over here was actually market went up. And if you look over here, then this was the Asian high which market took in the London session. And after that, market started to drop. If you don't follow the sessions and all, then you can also focus on the 4 hour time frame. In the 4 hour, we had this order block. And you can see that this order block was exactly tapped, and after that market became bearish. So you could have actually taken a trade from this zone. But again, I know many of you were scared because market suddenly pushed to the upside. And in that case, you weren't very sure about what kind of price action market is going to do, whether gold is again trying to push to the upside. So in that case, when you were not very clear, in that case, just let market create some more price action, let it do its own thing. And then when it becomes more clear what is the intent of the market, where it wants to go, only then take your decisions and take your trades accordingly. So that's the reason I told you that for now I'm just watching the market, but as everything becomes a little clear, I had obviously the bias, which was market is going to take out this liquidity, but only thing was whether market is going to drop from this 4 hour order block, or in the 1 hour also we had this order block. So these were the two POIs from which market could have dropped, and that's the reason that I was just waiting and watching the market. So gold is still in sell for the intraday traders who are interested to take a trade. Gold is still in sell, and gold is going to target obviously this low, which hasn't been targeted yet. You can see market came very close, but it hasn't yet tapped. So market is still in sell, and market will eventually come and tap into this POI. Now, for you to sell, what is going to be your point of interest? That's the main question. So obviously in the 1 hour time frame, you can see we've got this massive fair value gap, right? Apart from that, we also have this order block as the extreme POI. So in case market pushes to that high, which I don't think it will, because if we look over here, then we also have two fair value gaps. You can see there is a bullish fair value gap over here, and there is this bearish fair value gap, which makes this particular zone a very important point of interest, which is called a BPR. BPR means a balanced price range. And this is much more powerful than just a singular fair value gap like this. Okay. So in that case, market can definitely get rejected from here and come down to this liquidity, which is our target at 36.27. So what I'm expecting is market to push to either this fair value gap or this BPR or to this order block, which I don't think it will, because we have got this BPR, which is much more powerful, and I think it is going to drive gold to the downside. So wait for market to tap into this zone. And from here, if you see a clean structure shift in the 5 minutes time frame along with displacement, that means it needs to have a fair value gap or an order block, then you can sell from this zone and you can target this liquidity at 36.27. So that is my plan in gold. Once market taps into this PPR zone, wait for a clean structure shift and you can sell it till here. This is going to be obviously our first target. And in case market gives us a 1 hour candle closing like this, that means market wants to drop further. And in that case, we are going to target this next liquidity at $36.13 on a pullback to again from a point of interest, whatever will be created over here. From here, we'll be targeting this low at 36.13. So this is the immediate plan in gold right now, according to the structure and also according to the fundamentals, what we have seen till now, which happened in yesterday's FOMC. This is the plan in gold. Okay. If you have any queries, you can ask in the chat. And if you find this stream helpful, then make sure to like this video. And also if you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe. And if you still haven't joined the free Telegram channel, you can join this. You can find the link below in the description. Okay, so now let's talk about silver. So silver has actually, obviously it is bullish, there is no doubt about that. And we're expecting silver to target this high in the upcoming days, which will be at 44.18 or $44.2, let's say. Now the question is where from silver is going to push to the upside. So if we look at silver, then silver has tapped this daily order block, which was our POI. But from here, there is no structure shift in the 1 hour time frame, which would have been here, as I told you yesterday. that if market breaks above this high, then we'll have a structure shift in the 1 hour. In that case, we can look to buy silver, and we're going to target initially this high and after that this high. But that did not happen. Market got rejected from here after the news, and since then silver is just sideways. So it happens generally after FOMC. Market just gets sideways because in FOMC you have a lot of volatility, and after that market takes time to cool down a bit, and that's the reason that silver has gone a little bit of sideways. So silver, there is nothing very clear yet what it wants to do, but obviously in the higher time frame and the weekly market is definitely bullish, and the next target it wants to go to is at this high at $44.2. So make sure if you see a pullback in silver, because it can happen. We have got multiple imbalance. You can see a fair value gap, another fair value gap, plus this order blocks. We've got multiple point of interest, but I don't think that market is actually going to give a very massive pullback before it pushes to the upside. So in that case, you can focus on the liquidities as well. You can focus on this low. If market comes down, takes out this liquidity, and from here, if you see a 1 hour structure shift, then you can look to buy silver from this level, and you can target. Obviously, initially your target is going to be at this high, and after that, your final target will be at this high. So that's the update that I have for in silver. I'm not very excited in silver right now because the price action is, you can see it's kind of choppy, so I'm not very interested currently in silver. But yes, uh, definitely it is bullish in the long term. And make sure if you get pullback, make sure to buy silver and hold it for long term. Okay. Now let's talk about currency pairs and GBP USD. Yesterday I told you before FOMC that market is going to target this level. I told you because this was a daily order block level, and I told you to buy till this level. This is going to be your first target, and obviously your next target is going to be at this high, which market did not tap into. Market after that came to the downside because you can see obviously after tapping into a daily order block, which is obviously a higher time frame point of interest, what market did was market came down, gave a structure shift. If you go to the 1 hour, then in the 1 hour also you can see a very clean structure shift, and then market decided to go to the downside after a pullback. So if you go to the 4 hour, you can see market had this order block created, which market tapped into, and after that market drove down. So right now, I don't have any view in GBP USD. This was our initial target, which was already taken. So let's see what we have got here. Let me remove some of these levels. Okay, so let me remove this also, all of them are done and dusted. Let me remove all of them. Okay, so what I can see is that we have got this order block that market has tapped into today. And let's see in the 1 hour, have we got anything? So we don't. The 15-minute also we haven't got anything. Okay, so till now we don't have any kind of a confirmation that market again wants to push to the upside from this daily order block. So we are not going to be interested to take any trade right now. If it does something like this, and then again it goes to the upside, creating a structure shift with displacement, that means there needs to be a fair value gap over here. Then from this zone, you can look to buy again, and you can target this last high, and after that this high. Okay, because obviously in the higher time frame, market is going to target this liquidity next. Okay, so market is going to target this, but before that there are going to be some hurdles like this order block in the daily time frame, which is going to push market to the downside. So now let's see how market reacts from this level, and if it shows some kind of a structure shift in the 1 hour, we can look to buy from here. Okay, let's talk about Euro USD. So Euro USD, yesterday I told you that market is going to target this equal highs, right? And you can see that during the news, market actually did exactly that. Market took out that high, and after that, market dropped to the downside. Now, this was a daily level, so higher time frame level. So market liquidated that, and then market came down, giving us a structure shift, just like the GBP USD. And today, market went up, tapped into this 4 hour order block, and from here, market again started to drop. So Euro USD, this was our target, which market has taken. So right now we don't have any trade in Euro USD. Let's see if market is able to again push to the upside, gives us a new break of structure above the last high. If that happens, then we'll be interested to take new trades in Euro USD. For now, the target has already been hit, so I'm not interested in any kind of trades in buying or in selling. I'll just wait for market to give us some kind of indication where it wants to go next. Okay, so yeah. So that's all I have for you guys in all these pairs that I trade, which are gold, silver, Euro USD, GBP USD. And if you want analysis in any other pair, you can ask me in the chat. And yeah, no, you cannot really buy because this is a reversal bias trades where you are going to take a trade against the possible trend, right? Which is the short-term trend, obviously. So if you're saying that you want to buy from here and you are going to target this high, then uh, that's not recommended because these are counter trend trades. I don't recommend this kind of trades, and I myself do not take this kind of trades. This is just for analysis, right? This is just for analysis. Once market taps into the zone, then obviously I'll be looking to take a sell trade from here because that will be much more safer trade. So I don't recommend this kind of trades. And on this kind of trades where you are taking trades impulsively, these things only affect your psychology because then you cannot differentiate which trades you should be taking and which trades you should not. You should be able to differentiate between them. You cannot take every setup. You want to catch every move in everywhere. That is not required. So from my side, obviously, I'm not going to tell you to buy. But if you want to, you can obviously, it's up to you. But yeah, obviously, I don't recommend that. Yeah, so in gold, we have got this point of interest where we have got this 1 hour order block plus this, sorry, 1 hour fair value gap plus this order block. And in between this fair value gap, we have got balanced price range where we have got this bullish fair value gap plus the bearish fair value gap, which makes this a stronger point of interest. So if market taps into this level and gives us a clean structure shift in the 5 minutes time frame, or even in the 1 minute time frame, if you get a clean structure shift with displacement, then surely you can take an entry and you can target this low at $36.27, which has not been hit yet, by the way. So market will eventually come down and take out this liquidity. And after that, if market gives us a red candle closing like this below this low, then definitely market wants to go down further, and in that case you can target this liquidity at $36.13. Okay, so yeah, that would be the trade setup in gold right now according to the structure of the market, because in 1 hour we already had got a very clean structure shift over here with displacement, and market has already, you can see, respected this fair value gap and also given us a 1 hour structure shift, not structure shift, a break off structure to the downside, indicating that the pressure is still towards the downside, and in that case we should be looking to sell. Okay guys, if you have any more queries, let me know in the chat. If you're new to my channel, then make sure to join my free Telegram channel where I keep updating setups in gold, silver, forex pairs, cryptocurrencies. Okay, so let's talk about crypto a bit and see what's going on over here. So crypto has actually given us a strong push to the upside from this weekly order block, I mean Bitcoin. And yeah, so it's looking actually pretty good for Bitcoin right now. So market is actually targeting this weekly order block, which market has already tapped into. Well, the structure in the weekly is still bullish. There is no doubt about that. So it's very much possible that market can once again take out this last high, and also possibly give us a new all-time high in Bitcoin as well. So it's also very much possible because the weekly time frame market is still bullish and market is pushing from this weekly order block. Let's look at the daily. In daily also market is actually pushing very nicely, very nicely. If you look over here, we've got this three candle pattern with displacement, right? We have this fair value gap as you can see, plus this order block, and market actually tapped into this order block, and from here market went up, and then market actually took out this liquidity. And after that, again, you can see over here, market is again pushing to the upside with displacement. Here also market has created a fair value gap over here, which market has tapped into, and again market went up, took out this liquidity. So Bitcoin is actually pushing very nicely to the upside, indicating that there are actually footprints of smart money traders who are buying Bitcoin right now. Because whenever you see this kind of imbalances in the higher time frame, these are actually the marks that big players are actually in the market right now. And in that case, you can also actually follow the footprints of these big players, and you can look to enter from this point of interest and target the last higher high, which will be the liquidity. In this case, if this was the order block, then our liquidity is going to be the last high from which this pullback happened. Similarly, if we consider this as our point of interest, then obviously this is going to be our liquidity from which market came down, right? So these are going to be our targets, by the way. So I'm actually giving you kind of free lessons in trading. So yeah, it's up to you if you can actually catch these things and apply in your trading. Anyhow, so Bitcoin is definitely bullish right now. And if we see some kind of a point of interest, new point of interest, which is being created, which I don't see over here in the daily, possibly in the 4 hour or somewhere, there can be some point of interest, but I would rather recommend you to follow the daily point of interest, because in this kind of price actions you can actually take your entries in the lower time frame on a structure shift like the 1 hour or in 15 minutes, and you can actually catch a big chunk of price action, right? So if you just entered from the zone, and if you went to the 1 hour time frame, and if you waited for market to give a clean structure shift, so in the 1 hour, obviously our structure shift would have been here, which would be a lot higher, right? So in that case, let's go to the 15 minutes and see. So in 15 minutes, let's see over here. Yeah, so in 15 minutes, our structure shift would actually be at this high. So in that case, you could have just entered your position over here, stop loss would be at the low, and your target would be the last high. Even though it's not a very good risk to reward as I would like it, but for more people, I mean, for most people, I would say people actually like this kind of risk reward 1:2, 1:3. They actually like to trade this kind of stuffs. But yeah, I guess it's basically depends upon your strategy. So, but anyhow, you could have gotten 1:2 and you could have got some good move over here. So that's what I would like to advise you, that always do your analysis if you're trading Bitcoin, specifically in the higher time frame, like in daily. Also, if you look over here, then this would be your point of interest, right? The fair value gap. And from here, if you would have made your entry, let's go to the 1 hour. So in 1 hour, you can see very clearly that we had a very nice structure shift. You can see a high, a low, a high, right? And after that, let's see if we got any kind of point of interest, because that is also very important. In the 1 hour, obviously, you don't have any point of interest. Let's go to the 15 minute. So in the 15 minutes, also market would have given us the same structure shift. But in this case, we actually have this fair value gap and also this order block, right? So you could have just taken your entry from the fair value gap itself, and your stop loss would go below the low, and your target would be the last high. Again, 1:2, not that amazing, but again, those who trade this kind of setups with 1:2, you could have taken this kind of setups and you could have got very good result. So very simple. Trading is actually very simple. You can say that I'm not using some very different kind of stuffs or lots of trend lines and lots of moving average and indicators and all those stuffs, right? It's very simple when you understand the intent of the market. That means where market wants to go. That is our liquidity. And what is going to be your entry point? That is going to be the point of interest, right? So when you can combine these two things, you can find the liquidity where market wants to go, and you can find this kind of point of interest from which you can make your entries like this order block or this fair value gap over here. Then it becomes very, very simple and very, very easy to trade. And you can apply the same concept in any kind of market, whether it is crypto, whether it is gold, whether it is whatever, forex, any kind of market. So, yeah. Okay, so if gold breaks this level, then where we look for sell? It's already marked here. We go to the 1 hour time frame, then you can see we've got this order block in the 1 hour time frame, which is the extreme point of interest. From here, you can look for sell on lower time frame confirmation. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be your point of interest. Okay, guys, if you have any more queries, you can ask me, or else I'll just wind the stream here because I think I've discussed, all the pairs that I basically trade. So I'll just wind the stream over here, and I'll give more updates, obviously, in my Telegram channel. So definitely join my channel. You can find the link below in the description. I actually missed this setup. I should have taken this trade. Actually, I was sick. That's the reason, like, I'm still recovering. So I wasn't much into chart today. Anyhow, this would have been a nice trade, but it's okay. You cannot catch everything. Oh. Okay, guys, I think you don't have any questions, but if you do, then definitely can personally also DM me in my Telegram handle, which is a Royb. And if you have any queries, you can show me a chart, and definitely I'll help you with your analysis of your, or if you're trapped in any kind of trade or something like that, if you didn't use a stop loss and this kind of stuff. So there, that also you can discuss with me over here, and definitely I'll try to help you. So yep, that'll be it for today. I'll share more updates in my Telegram channel. So see you there, and tomorrow. Let's see, hope for the best, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care and trade safe.